Hi guys, it's me, Nikki. A lot has happened since I did my last blog or vlog. It's been pretty crazy and weird for me at my job and family issues, but yeah. Last year, we, at the place that I work, we all had heard some rumors that we might be closing. From the sources I heard from, they seemed a little more than rumors. They seemed pretty true, and gradually, since then, we've heard more and more, and as of last Friday, they told us for sure that we were closing. We thought we had at least until the end of March, and then the more I thought about it, I figured the end of February seemed right. So I had planned to either find another job or transfer. And then they sprung it on us last Friday that we were closing the following Monday, which was a few days ago. So my last night working at that place was Monday. And it was an insanely busy night. The manager scheduled extra people. Normally we would have 4 people in there on a Monday night, and we had 6. But those extra people that they scheduled really didn't help me. I was working just as hard as I normally do, struggling to babysit guys trying to get their own work done and do my job. I did eventually end up cracking. And I got pretty angry and yelled at one of the worst ones in the kitchen at the time, who could not seem to do his job and shut his mouth. So after telling him to shut up about 10 times, it was more like shut the fuck up. And it kept getting louder, and I eventually had to walk away because I was either going to end up getting into a fight with this guy even further or get fired. Who knows? But yeah, I picked up the bus pan full of dishes that I had planned to take to the dish tank before this even happened, and he wouldn't move, so I kind of shook him real hard behind him and said, "Get the fuck out of my way." And I think at one point he kept yelling, and I yelled, "Someone put a dick in this guy's mouth so he'll shut the fuck up." It got pretty heated. I told him if I was a manager I would have fired him months ago, and it amazed me that he still had a job. But yeah, eventually this all happened within probably 5 minutes or less, but I did walk outside and try to calm myself down. As soon as I walked out the door, we have 2 dumpsters, one on wheels, one without wheels. The one on wheels was kind of on my way out the back gate, so I just shoved it into the wall and messed up my shoulder blade and chest muscles pretty good. I was very sore the next day, and I'm still pretty sore today, but not too bad. But yeah, I went out there, I tried to calm myself down. I was pissed. I'd been dealing with this guy for months. But yeah, I calmed myself down, sort of, not really. The manager came outside, and I started getting pretty upset again. I told him he needed to get that guy out of there. I wasn't going back in there until that guy was gone. that if that guy wasn't there in the first place, the entire night would have run smoother. But anyway, he told me to just stay outside, cool off. He would come get me whenever he got those knuckleheads out of there. And I said, all right, well, I'm going this way. And I walked out to my car and sat down and just tried to ignore everyone. But yeah, I was out there a good half an hour, freezing. It was probably 25 degrees outside. But I was so upset, and my mouth was dry, and I was just dying for water, and I wanted to leave and come back, you know, but I was afraid my manager would come outside and see that I wasn't there, and then who knows. I want to be a good employee, but I was very upset. But yeah, a guy that had worked there a while back came by, and I asked him to please go inside and get me some water because I couldn't go back in, or I was going to get fired or arrested, is what I told him. But yeah, he went in, got me some water. I killed it within probably 30 seconds. I eventually got myself calmed down enough to walk around and actually start talking to people, but I had been out there a good hour before I actually walked back in the building. The manager never came to get me. I did not go back in the kitchen for the rest of the night, and I guess the manager's way of punishing the guy was making him do all of the stuff on his own, which was cool. I also got to stay on the clock for the rest of the night, which was also really cool of that manager. But yeah, it was a terrible, terrible night. But anyway, I am transferring to another store. I went to 2 interviews today, or not today, one yesterday and one today. The one yesterday, the manager seemed really cool, really on his shit, like seemed like he cared about his job, enjoyed his job, was a hands-on manager, a really cool manager. The kitchen is a lot busier, like way, way busier than the one that I was working at, so that would be an adjustment. It's also a majority of Hispanic men, and like I think I saw one woman. So that would take a little getting used to. I know a few phrases in Spanish, but I'm sure I couldn't just jump into a conversation and hold my own. But he said they do know some English, so there isn't too many issues with communication, so that made me feel a little better. But like I said, it's way busier. But the fact that it's way busier would guarantee me almost full-time hours right away, which is what I was worried about. I don't want to lose my vacation time that I've earned over the almost 14 years that I've been there. I don't want to lose my health insurance plan, because if I drop below 30 hours a week, I lose both of those things. The store I went to today, the guy didn't seem like he wanted me there, because I'm a good worker. I am good at what I do. I'm dependable. I'm good. So other managers that I've worked with have talked me up. Other staff members that I've worked with have talked me up to these managers that I went to see. So they both really want me. But the one today I talked to, it was not as promising as I had hoped it would be. I guess he's fully staffed and would pretty much be making a position for me and making hours for me, is what he said. And he's talking 20 hours until he can get some guys out of there, because I guess some guys are on their last rope and are probably going to be fired soon. He just doesn't know when. It could be a few weeks, it could be a few months, and until then I have to deal with that amount of hours. So that makes me worried. I would know the kitchen manager going in there because he was our manager at the store that's closing, or is closed. I also would know at least one and probably two guys in the kitchen that I've worked with before. They're not great, but I know them, I know their style of work, I know their strengths, I know how to work with them. So that would be cool, but like I said, there's almost no hours until who knows when. It could be tomorrow, but it also could be springtime by the time I get full hours. And I don't want to do that. So I did want to go to this store today because of tax purposes. The store I saw yesterday is out of state. They're both the same drive distance, not distance, drive time, which is cool. Like either one I go to, it doesn't matter. It's going to take me 20 minutes to get there. So, but like I said, the tax purposes, if I work out of state and live in another state, I have to pay state taxes on both, which isn't a huge deal, but I mean, it kind of sucks. But I don't know. I'm probably leaning towards the one I went to yesterday. It seems like they have a higher standard, which is what I prefer. I have high standards. And also the manager just seemed more excited to bring me on and seemed like he even at the end of our conversation together, he said, I already have plans I'm working out in my head for you right now. So that seemed way more promising than the speech I got today. I'll work you in when I can. We're just waiting to get somebody out. So, so yeah, that's what's been happening this week. I've been trying to get some stuff done here. I have been off and on MFI, of course, trying to talk to you guys. I'm doing pretty well. So far, I'm already over 2,500, which is freaking awesome. I'm hoping to do a contest soon. I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, but I wanna get back into doing those contests. Those are fun. Helps me meet a few new guys, and some of my friends I already have seem to have fun with them. I'm definitely going to continue to do more blogs and vlogs more often. That was my New Year's resolution this year, to do more of them. I always feel like I have nothing to talk about, or I forget what I would talk about by the time I think I should do them. I'm just a procrastinator with these things. I always just feel funny doing them, but I hope you guys enjoy them, and I guess that's it for now. I will update you on which one I pick or what happens. Now I have to go do my sister's hair. I'm dyeing it red for her. bright red, and her hair is like practically down to her ass, so it's gonna take a while, but I will be back later. I will try to upload this though before I leave. So now I have to go because my cat is climbing the screen outside. So bye you guys. I'll see you soon.